خب سلام خدمت همه دوستان عزیزم. امروز یکی از دبیرستان‌های در واقع طرف قراردادم هستیم توی فنلاند به اسم یاناکالا. این افتخار داشتیم که در خدمت یکی از همکارامون باشیم که دقیقاً اون نگرانی‌هایی داره که برطرف میکنه که پدر مادرها دارن و اون هم خارج از مدرسه است. So here we have Sana. Actually you are acting as a guardian and a youth service for the students.
Yes.
And this is actually the most important part of our questions from the parents.
Yeah.
So they are, asking about the life outside of school. What happened because they are like underage, and a lot of uncertainties, a lot of worriness that they have. So we're here to ask you, how do you help them? How do you experience, and what are the problems, and what are the services that they can get from you?
Yeah. Yes, I'm a head of youth services, and me and my team, we are mostly working with the youngsters in their leisure time. We have very good cooperation with the school, so we know kind of how they are doing in school, and that's of course helps us to do the work with the youngsters in the leisure time and in the apartments. Mm-hmm. So here in Janakala we have rental apartments like normal Finnish homes, and the students are splitting them, and we have totally 7 apartments at this point. Every single week, me and my colleague, we are visiting apartments and seeing that everything is okay. Of course, first days when students first arrived, we went through everything, like how the oven works and how to wash clothes and how to remember to take a key with you, because in Finland key is the most important thing, and we have quite tricky locks in the doors. Yeah. So like everything, which includes of course cleaning, doing food, all kind of things. We also have a WhatsApp group. It's called Tuki ja Turva, so it means that students can 24 hours a day take a contact if they need urgent help. Mm-hmm. Like for example, first day very often the fire alarm went off because students was making food and they didn't understand that there will be lots of more steam, lots of steam and everything, and then the fire alarm went on. So how I will close this? It's a terrible noise. Yeah, so and of course if students feel sick or alone or wants to ask something, that's WhatsApp group is always available. And we are also arranging one evening every week when students can come to our youth center, and my colleague is there for them, and then they can have conversations, and mostly we are using it to figure it out what those hobbies could be, what the student can do in their free time. And then when somebody wants to play piano, then we are trying to find the opportunity to play piano or play basketball, volleyball, whatever. And in the holiday seasons, when we know that not all the students will go to their home countries, we will arrange some kind of trips, not very expensive trips, not like in the other side of Europe, but something local, something like doing barbecue in the forest and having some trips to the local bigger cities to buy, for example, winter clothes and things like that. So we are kind of part of youngsters' life every day. Okay. Every week of the year.
Nice. So then how long they can get this service? Until what?
Until they turn to 18 or until they are living in our apartments.
Okay.
So if they decided not to live in those apartments, then we cannot maybe help that much, but they can still be part of that WhatsApp group. So adult is always
the questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if somebody if the accommodation is not good enough, for example, then of course there's always a choice to rent your own apartment somewhere. But in Finland it's very expensive, and then you have to buy insurance and electricity and everything. So it's so complicated.
So these apartments already have these agreements?
Yeah.
And
Everything
are they for
includes.
free or
They cost like at least this season 380 euros every month. So it's not. I know it's much money, but in Finland it's not that expensive.
yeah, compared to
Yeah.
the private market or private
Yes.
person? And what else? It's like what about the neighbors? Are they like normal people or
Yes.
only students?
Yeah, they're like normal people living in those. Those are like normal rental apartments, houses, and there are all kind of people living. Of course, we have maybe choose those apartments which are situated in a safe environment, and there are elderly people living. Those families which have small children, and it's yes, very normal Finnish way of life in
Okay.
those apartments.
And then how was the feedback and reaction from the neighbors? How do they like it? How do they?
We was a little thinking about that issue, that will there be problems or some questions, but no.
Okay.
Yeah, everything. Maybe because we had quite many Ukrainians who came a little bit earlier than these first students. So people are very helpful, very open-minded here.
Nice.
And we have received so many like furnitures and things. People have phoned to me and asked, "Do you need more chairs? Do you need more this and that?" So yeah, I have been surprised how good people are helping us all the time.
That's quite nice to hear
Yeah.
that. And about the other services like being registered at the authorities, opening bank account, also is going through your services?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. And yeah, this first season we have had quite many difficulties, but I think now we have tackled quite many of those. For example, banking issues has been very hard, but now we have had opportunity to open first bank accounts, and now we know, and also our local bank knows how the system goes. So
Okay, so the
now
procedure is
now we have the answers. Yeah.
Okay. And is it like the first year that you are receiving
Yes.
students from
Yes.
Finest Future?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And what do you think? It's going to be like growing for the next years?
We don't know. We now when we are learning things, there are still some open questions, and maybe we want to have some more information. But it has been very interesting,
Yeah.
and I'm very open-minded. So yes, let's hope so.
That's good to hear. And then the final question goes to the safetiness. So it's like because especially when you're a lady, and a lot of students are like when they are like 15-year-old girl, their parents are really worried about that, and they say that, okay, in my home country Iran, so they might say, okay, a 15-year-old girl cannot live alone, even if she can. We are not confident enough to send her abroad or
Yeah.
to Finland. So what is your answer to that? I know Finland is the safest country, is a safe country, but beside that, what do you think you can add to that?
Well, that's mostly reason why we have created this very, I would say, tight safety net here. I know that not in all municipalities have this kind of strong youth work team for supporting youngsters. And yeah, that was also a question which we had to think about a lot, and we have made these arrangements. That's why we have tried to put different age youngsters in the same apartment. So there always are those who are like 18 or 17, and then a couple of the younger ones. And I think the system works very well. And of course, I hope that youngsters will tell us immediately if there is something wrong. And I know that there is a differences between cultures, how easy that is to trust an adult, and how easy that is to say that I have a problem to a little bit, not a stranger, but somebody who is not like your life permanently. So this is something we have to work on here. But of course, it's a big decision to send a child abroad and so far away. But I think we have all the keys to make a great success here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And this quality of safety net and then the level of safety is like quite almost the same the whole Finland.
Yeah.
You don't say that it's limited to Janakala.
Well, I think because I know in other municipalities that maybe youth work team is not so strong and maybe not doing that much work. But we are kind of famous here in Finland doing the very impressive youth work, and we are continuing, of course, this in this project also. So I would recommend to make sure that in that school where you are applying that there is good safety net, good cooperation with youth work.
That's good. And final comment here is like, I know that there is no age limit for people who apply for the higher school, but have you seen so far like people with like age of 25 onwards or upwards so that study?
No, we haven't.
It's not common, right?
No, it's not common. Mostly our students now are like 15 or even younger. So I think the 15 is okay age. 16 would be like better age, because then you have more knowledge and you are more ready to start and live your own. Of course, it demands that you are a little independent. You have those skills to live. Yeah, we are supporting, but still you are doing mostly your things by yourself in your home. So.
Okay, that was really great. It was like practical information you gave us, and thanks for having us, giving your time to us. And once again, thank you, Sana. It was like, I hope that Iranian students like apply for your school next year. We see, and then we have the word in Persian. We always say, inshallah, someone will apply for that. So thank you guys. این برنامه بود که ما خواستیم مصاحبه رو داشته باشیم. امیدوارم که مفید بوده باشه و اگر سوالی دارین از ما تو کامنت بپرسین، برای دیگران بفرستین، ذخیره کنید برای بعداً و لایک هم یادتون نره.